should go and move forward. Today I would like to make it a drop different. Maybe you wouldn't notice that much, which is on purpose. I see Ellen Platten is also here. Yeah, one of our good testers. Helps us very much, and I'm going to address this issue as well. Jan, I see, is here. Hello, Jan. With a big coat. It's always called by Jan. I don't know why, but we'll warm you up. Meyer, you're here as well. All right. What I want to address today is, first I would like to go through the presentation, but on a different way. And it's actually not different. I just want to do the presentation as, you know, I had today a very good Zoom call with someone that's very experienced much in the field of network marketing. The message was very clear. They said, you make your presentations every time the same examples, the same jokes. So people start getting familiar with that. Until they see, you know what? I don't need to invent something new. It's just simply copy paste what I see. And if this guy can do it every time the same, I can do so too. So I want to do actually the same that you saw from me every day, every time. Now, for those of you who are longer with us on these Zoom calls, you'll notice that I'm more or less the same. You know, there's always a little tweak different, but the message of the presentation, the way I present it, is always the same. Then I would like to talk about the current new platform. I would like to talk about those who have achieved the incentive. It was outperformed. I'll be honest with you, I thought it's going to be only 100 participants that will achieve the incentive. We are by far much, much better than that. And I have not the accurate number with me as well. What else did I want to discuss? I would like to go after the PowerPoint presentation, just on a talk with you guys, sharing my vision of mainly part one of the presentation, which means the problems, but giving you more perspective of that. Meaning, what I got feedback is, yes, okay, you read through a presentation, problems, yes, we identify it. And yeah, we understand, and okay, and yeah, we agree with you, and makes sense. And yeah, and actually I've heard that as well from my friends, and I got through WhatsApp a link that these companies, they use our data, but I didn't feel it that much. And yeah, but okay, yeah, makes sense, yeah, you know, that kind. I want to give you better understanding where you start feeling it to your bones, what I mean by that. Giving you an example, a couple of examples, and I did this yesterday with the Italian team. I had yesterday a very good call with the Italian team of ours, namely Angelica's team, for those who are not familiar yet. Very, very generous lady. I was really impressed. Very good visionary. And I gave it to them as well, this much understanding in that and what we should look forward to. It seems that people tend to be very short-term. I talked today with He about it as well on the chat, that people tend to understand due to their experience of the short-term quick wins that they've done, that they expect this as normal. And when you try to do a legal business and a long-term business, they view you as a scam. You know why? Because the quick wins don't arrive suddenly. And they view you really in a nasty way. And I'm like, look how everything is upside down. I think we got to bring that back. This is part of education. You know, I'm always advocating for education and understanding. But I'm not here to talk to you about educating you as much as I want to bring you understanding on the same level as human beings, as one person to another, like I would have with you the same very conversation in a bar, in a cafe, in a restaurant, or in a lobby of a hotel. As a person to a person, I would have with you a conversation. This is how I would like to address this to you today, understanding this part of the problems in the market, and then the part 5, the vision, why we need a vision. People tend to ask me a lot, Mendy, vision, what is a vision? Okay, you want to get somewhere, that's a goal. That's not a vision. Well, in order to understand what a vision is, you first got to understand why you should have a vision. If you don't understand the problem that you're currently living with, and I'm apologizing to all those who don't have problems now and they already arrived at their destination. Big shout out to you, but I think the majority, 99.99%, and unfortunately maybe 100%, have still not arrived. But there are many people who don't know that they need to arrive somewhere. They don't even recognize the current situation. They don't even believe they have the potential and the powers and the abilities in themselves to really unlock their full potential in changing their life for the better. When I say change their life, I not necessarily mean financially. You see, when you have a lot of money, suddenly there's like this little voice tells you you need a new car, you need new shoes, you need a new phone, and you need a new watch and a new house, and all these little voices come here. While all these years, you actually didn't feel the necessity to have all this stuff. Well, the new car, the new watch, the new house is not going to make you happy yet. It's not going to make you happy. Happiness doesn't necessarily mean a 5-star hotel. It's cool when you have it, but it doesn't mean it brings you happiness. Happiness means being satisfied of what you have, regardless of what stage in life you are, regardless of your financial status. I know people who are very unfortunate, but they're happy. They're really happy people. They're always positive. They're always optimistic. They're always smiling. Always a good word, and there's always something to learn from them. Yet, on the other hand, I know people who are financially very successful, and they're never happy. I know, for example, a person that is after pension already. I mean, nearly to 70 or something. I mean, he passed the majority of his nice years. He has everything he ever dreamed of. He wanted to have a villa, you know, by the water, in a beautiful place where the sun shines always, and he has it. He wanted to have a boat, he has it. He wanted to have his nice car, he has it. Everything that he ever dreamed in his life, all his goals, he has it, and he's so unhappy, he's so lonely, he's so frustrated. And it's a pity. It's a pity if you think about it, you know? When I talked last time about those people in Africa, when they eat that mud cake, imagine you give them a real piece of cake. A real piece of bread, not made out of mud, but made of the kind that we eat. I didn't talk about something with strawberries on top, with some cream attached, and just a regular piece of bread. Then you'll see a smile off a face what means happiness. They've achieved something in their life. See what I mean? This is what I want to take you today with on this journey, understanding what is it that we do. Somehow people expect from us everything in 1 second. And don't get me wrong, you know what, I'll address this now. We've talked very much about the launch of the new SMP. By far, the feedback of the layout, the look and feel, the user-friendliness is amazing. We have tackled some technical issues. I must say that we are today much better than we were 2 days ago or yesterday. And I see that as we move forward, I see Doreen or Alan Platten, for example, and big shout out to you guys. You guys really test a lot, and you come a lot on the testing, saying where we need some improvements there. So I really appreciate your input. And I think as well we saw it's got fixed. We had issues with people to see their account suspended when they're not supposed to be suspended. It's already solved. The message is going to come to them as well. I'm just telling it to you now. Should you be on this call? Should you know someone in your team on this call? Give him the good news already. It's solved already. It's new. It's not refurbished, our website. It's not tweaked. It's not fixed. It's complete new platform. Completely new. Going forward to public launch and after with this platform. It's new. We aim and do our best to have everything work by the end of the week, and most probably it will be. Yeah? Give us a little bit more time, some patience. Don't expect us to be where Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk are now. You want to measure us? Measure us where they have been 2 years down the road. Okay? Most of you didn't even know they exist when they were 2 years on the road. You want to measure us with TikTok? TikTok is already nearly 8 years on the road. But the majority of you have heard about TikTok in the last 1 to 1.5 years, not even 1.6 months. 1.7 months, sorry. Okay? Just a little bit time. You know that the max to public launch is not even 11 months. We are already maximum 10.5 months to have it still by 2021, and we will have it by 2021. This is the foundation that we laid down. Yeah? I'm going to get back to this topic after our presentation. I want to do the presentation, regularly presentation. I want you to think about it. Can I do so the same? And I want to encourage you today to pick up your little team. 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. Take your key people. Start doing presentations with them. Ask them for feedback. Do you like it? Do you feel my passion? Do you feel I'm motivated? Do you feel I'm losing? Do you feel I'm stuttering? It's not so much about if the video goes through or not. You can always find this video on your own agenda, on your own timing, on Vitae world//info. You can find it there. Okay? VitaeWorld.info, I think. No, I think a mistake. But never mind, you know it. You'll find it. What I mean is, the idea is, don't stay on the little technical stuff. I'm always trying to do my best. This video should go through. Shouldn't it go through? You can always find it back at VitaeWorld.info /presentation. But you can just forget about the /. Just type it. You'll find the presentation there. It's very simple. There's not too much on this anyways. This is what I want you to focus on. And then if it goes, start inviting their key people and build up your own. Don't only rely on one presentator. Yeah? And although your uplines make great and fantastic presentations, and it's always cool, make it as a bonus. Okay? Ask your upline, if I bring 20 people to the call, if I bring 10 people to the call, would you join me? If I collect a Tuesday evening on 8:30, a few people in my home in the countries that you can do that, would you join me and help me making a presentation? 99.99% you will always get a yes. It's very hard to say no to such a question, for 2 reasons that I can think of. First of all, your upline has own benefit if you succeed, and the second, if there is an if-I question with a following with a would you, it brings you directly to a yes. So it's very hard to say no. Key question to your success: if I, would you? If you give something first, if I give you something first, would you give me something in return? Okay, always use this question. I use that a lot. So if I asked you guys today to start with your team, with your key people, to do a presentation, would you give it a try? I can see your smiles on the screen. That's what I mean. If you don't have a team yet, amazing. You don't have to embarrass yourself. You go to your spouse. You go to your father. You go to your mother. You go to your children. Doesn't matter what age you are. Ask them for feedback. If you screw up, do it again. And again and again, until they tell you the compliments. And believe me, even if they give you the compliments, you start doing this with the key people, you're going to get more criticism, which is going to make you better. When you get feedback, you're able to course correct your way, and you are on your way to perfection. Perfection is not knowing everything perfect. I learned that from Eric Worre a lot. Progress is perfection. Okay? You learn as you grow. You grow as you learn. It's very simple. All right? Let's start with the presentation, and we'll cover these topics that I just mentioned right after. You can do whatever you want. You can leave the call, but if you really want to understand what is Vitae all about, and understanding the necessity of Vitae, especially these days, the necessity of why you should be involved in Vitae now versus rather after public launch, or waiting for everything to be on the side. Understanding that will probably kick you very much in a high speed, on a high level, and will take your adrenaline to levels it probably never been there. And give you the best chances to go and face your fears and making it happen. And I believe ultimately you all join because you want to make it happen. Not just individually, but collectively as a team, as a whole, as a story. You want to be successful because you know if this is successful, the world is a better place. Don't wait for someone else to make the world a better place. There are many people who will tell you they want to make the world a better place. But if we want to have the world as a better place, it's going to take each and every citizen of this planet Earth to make it a better place. Everybody from his side, everybody from his angle. It's a collective work. But it needs to start with someone. And that someone today is you. It's not me. I cannot do this alone. It's you. It's us together. We are teams, the people we're going to involve this week, next month, the next few months, doesn't matter, the next few years, we're going to make the change together. All right? Let's hit it to the share button screen and start with you. The first question, are you ready for the future? You know what? If you're not ready, give a slap to the person who invited you to this call. Just do it, man. If you're not ready, you shouldn't be here. But if you're ready for the future, let's talk about it. Today we're going to do this journey with 5 parts. Part 1 is the idea. Part 2 is the product. Part 3 is the opportunity. Part 4 is the token. Part 5 is the vision. In order to have an idea, why doesn't it now it works? So part 1 is Vitae, the idea. So what is the idea? The idea always comes through a lack of solutions, a lack of success, problems that need to be solved. This is when ideas come up. Yeah. If you look at the left side picture, yeah, we see the word success, power, thinking, genius, innovation, graphic, etc., etc. You see there a bulb, the Vitae bulb inside, yeah? An idea pops up, yeah? You need to make calculations, you need to work all around. But the idea pops up, why? Because there are problems in the market. Yet if we want to discuss the problem, I'm going to do this now regularly. I'm going to go later into deep dive about this particular slide. Problems in the market. What I want to give you to understand is very simple. 25 years ago, we used to communicate with our friends in a few forms. We sent them letters by post. We called them, maybe like this, or like pressing buttons like this, pick up the horn and call. Yeah? We used to go out, restaurants, bars, cafes, cinemas, whatever, bowling, a good game, pool, doesn't matter. And this is how we connected with friends, sometimes with their friends. They invited someone and communicated with them. The world has moved on. We became a world of technology and innovation, and now we all have a platform which benefits us because we can have a much better reach out to people at a faster pace. Doesn't matter what the weather is. Can I go out and meet the person and communicate with him and connect? No, it doesn't matter. Even if, like in Belgium for now, for the last 2 days, we're stuck due to Snowvid. And everything is in a shutdown. But I mean, like, really, you want to communicate, you have a platform nowadays. And there are various platforms, and very good ones, which have given us a very good reach to many forgotten people at some point, people from the past, etc. The problem is that over time, these platforms have decided to change their dynamics and monetize us as people to their benefit, making us products to their customers. And this is why people are not happy with the current situation of social media platforms. For what I mean is by monetizing, which means they use our data to sell it, which means we have no privacy there. It's even more than that. They even challenge and manipulate our way of what we get to know or not by censoring and silencing certain speech that they don't like. Manipulation of thoughts by targeted ads, which means they collect this data, they know what we search for, they know where our interests are, and then they use that very information to send us targeted advertisement purely to our needs. Yeah? A lot of fake news and misinformation is going around in social media platforms by people who just want to have an agenda. Mainly it could be inciting violence. They want to have you, maybe political influence on you. It doesn't matter what it is, but there's a lot going on there. Yeah, which is also a problem. We need to tackle that issue, and we don't know how. And then you have slander and abuse, which is also a big problem to address with that reach. So it has a lot of positive things, but what happens is there's a lot of negative things as well. And this is when the idea pops up. Now, before we go into where the idea pops up, we got to know if these problems that we just mentioned are actually factual, are they real, do people think alike, or is that kind of different? So let us go and share with you the statistics that we have found. Well, we have found that 91% of people who have been surveyed think that advertisements are today much more intrusive than before. I'm going to give you the same example I'm giving you every time. I refer to YouTube. You see, YouTube 3 years ago, I used to open a YouTube clip. I saw a small little ad, sometimes, not always, not every clip, and that was it. Nowadays, there are much more ads. I had this yesterday. I watched something on YouTube. I want to dedicate something on a specific topic. When it comes to I mean, I'll tell you what, it was a clip of Eric Worre that I wanted to see a specific topic. I had to watch 2 advertisements, and both I couldn't skip. You see, last time I told you the second one you can skip. Both I had to watch. Both. In middle of the clip, boom, again. 2, the second I could skip. That's not fun. Takes away my focus. That's intrusive. That's really intrusion. 87% of people think that too many ads are in general. You see, when you log in today to your Facebook account, or even on YouTube, when you search something, there are too many ads in between. Too many ads in between. 79% of people think that they are being traced. They feel literally that they're being traced. Now, due to those 3 statistics that we just showed you, what we have learned is that over 500 million people have installed ad blockers to their devices, which means just applications or programs into their devices to block advertisements to their devices. Now, this resulted in the year 2015, companies have lost an approximate of $22 billion in revenue because of those programs of ad blockers. See? And the estimated loss for the year 2020 was $35 billion in revenue. That's a lot. That's really a lot of money. Yeah? What else have we learned? 75% of people think that they don't want companies, not think, they are certain about that, sorry, so they don't want companies sending their private data. I always say I wonder about the other 25%. Why should you want to have your data being sold? But, you know, there are people who are nonchalant, they don't care, so be it. But 75% is a high number, you know? If you have 75% gain on your investments, you're good. So it's a very high number. Now, 54% of people feel either fed up, frustrated, and or creeped out by companies that use their data to serve targeted and personalized advertisements. This is a bit creepy if you think about that. That's really, really specified, customized towards you, which means you are the product, and me as a company, I'm going to serve my client, the advertiser, to bring you to him so I can cash in more from the advertisers, and you are being monetized without you earning a damn dime on it. I'm just using your data to get that. Just understand what that means. Now, more than that is 84% of people have concerns about businesses monitoring, really monitoring, or collecting data from their phone. Yeah? And it's not just cookie policies. You should know about that. It goes even deeper. Yeah? And there's a lot to find nowadays, even online, how this works. While 85% of them worry about location tracking from phones and laptops. I got this week an email, which I give you always the same example. If you possess a Gmail account and you use Google Maps, and I do, to be honest with you, you're being traced. I got an email this week. I'm not going to share now my screen. But with all the places I visited this month, the month of January, 2021, all the kilometers I've done in the year 2021, at the new places I visited, the new cities I've been, so some of you know already where I've been the last 2 weeks, but it doesn't matter because I shared it with you. Okay? I'm not hiding, but the idea that it's not I'm shared it with you, somebody's sharing with me exactly where I've been. That's creepy. Okay? This one particularly strikes us the most, which will help you understand further down this journey that we will take you today in this presentation, is that 73% of the people who have been surveyed would pay more, listen closely, would pay more to online services to ensure they don't sell their personal data. People are willing to pay for it. Now, it may sound weird to you. You tell me maybe, look, everything fine, Mendy, what you said up until now, all these privacy issues, etc., but I'm not going to pay for that. I'm not going to pay some ransom to a company so they shouldn't sell my data. And what? But you see, 73% of people would have paid more. It tells you something. I wouldn't ignore that information. Now, with all the above, all these problems that we just mentioned, and I said after the presentation I'm going to go deeper, and the deeper dives for your understanding what that means. And if you disagree, you'll have the chance to tell me that, no problem. But this is not for now. All these problems that we have mentioned, all these statistics that we've seen, have brought us to a conclusion. And it has led us to understand that we are not social anymore. We're supposed to be in a social media platform, but it's not social. It's very triggery, it's very attractive, it's at some point very addictive. We get invited to all these platforms, but there's a purpose for them. And this is monetizing us as products, serving their customers, which are the advertisers. Okay? And if you don't think like that, they'll make you think like that by censoring and silencing you and bringing you the information they want you to have so they can manipulate your thoughts how they want it to happen. This is when an idea needs to pop up after such a conclusion. And this idea needs to be a solution. And the solution to me is very simple. We need a brand new social media platform. One that has an advertisement-free timeline, which means your timeline is literally free of advertisements, zero advertisements, where your freedom of speech is being respected all the way. When I say all the way, I mean except hate, crime, racism, stuff like that, stuff that you're not supposed to say to people offline. You don't have the place to do that online as well. Very simple. But for the rest, freedom of speech. Freedom of speech means everything that you think of, whether you're for or against the entire behavior of governments towards how they tackle the industry of COVID-19, yeah, and you want to say something, I'm not here to tell you if it's right or wrong, but you should be able to voice your opinion about it. When you think the American elections have been stolen or not, you should be able to voice your opinion. Try this if you don't believe me. Try saying that hydroxychloroquine cures COVID-19. Try saying that Donald Trump was winning the election and that Joe Biden stole the election. Try putting it on Facebook and Twitter. Do me a favor, try it for yourself. I'm just giving you two recent examples, yeah? Try it out. And you'll see what I mean. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But I believe so. I really believe so. Don't I have a right? No, sir, you don't have a right. No, missus, you don't have a right, because we decide what you have a right and what not. Which means we need freedom of speech to be respected. Claiming back our freedom. Reaffirming that fundamental truth that what belongs to us is our freedom of speech. Okay? No selling of personal data. A platform is supposed to be a platform where we can connect and communicate. 25 years ago, we used to communicate in one way. Now we have innovative platforms that give us a platform to communicate. Well, that's what it's supposed to be. Don't use my personal data for your own benefit as a company. How do you attack the idea of fake news and misinformation? Well, we have a unique feature limiting the spread of fake news, and it's driven by the community. Very much community driven. I'll go later back into details about that. And then, of course, we have as well a very attractive revenue sharing mechanism based on your activities, which means people who are active, emphasis on the word active, yeah, this is not an investment platform, this is not a lottery system. People who are active, well, we as a social media platform provide them the ability to even earn on their activities. And we'll go back later into this idea. Now, once we have tackled the problems and the statistics and we have taken a conclusion and we came up with a solution, that's all very good and very nice, but who are we solving it for? Basically, we have only two kind of potential customers, which actually provides you to a very large audience. One is very much every social media user who feels uncomfortable or threatened by big tech. And the second potential customer is every social media user who wants to make a living from social media. Think about all those people who lost their jobs or their incomes with COVID-19, for example. Yeah, there are also potential customers through our state-of-the-art earning model. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. How many people do you think will join this new social media platform based on the problems, on the statistics, on the conclusion, on the solution, and who we solve it for? How many people do you think will join such a new social media platform? Attach a number to yourself. Put this number in your head. Very important for you to know it. Take a pen, put it down on a paper. Very, very important. You should be able to paste a number. Don't write down everyone. Don't write down the answer almost everyone. Don't write down every normal person who is not blind. No, I want a number. The number you believe. Don't look at your spouse what he thinks or what she thinks. Don't look at your upline. Don't look at down. Don't ask people what they think. What you think, how many people will join such a... It's very important for you to know. If you want to understand the vision of a company, you first need to understand yourself. So you can envision your own vision. Number 2 question, once you have answered this first, is how many people do you think will do so because you decided to share this opportunity, this amazing story with them? Personally, not through your team. Personally, how many people do you think will join this platform because of you? Because you said, hey, I know you have the same feeling, and I know you feel the same, and I know you feel threatened and creeped out by these companies. Well, there is a new social media platform with this and this and this and this and this. How many people do you think will tell you, yes, I'm in, I'm on board? Very important question. You should know the answer. Put it down on the paper. Write it to yourself. Number 3 is I want you to think about it, related more to the second question. What if you can earn on the activities of the people you have personally referred to this very new social media platform? How would it make you feel? What if? Okay? I'm going to go through the challenge again, play for you a small video that will summarize what we just talked about and give you a sneak preview of what we should expect of this journey. And I believe our good friends, the usuals, will tell us how the sound is. Does it stutter? Does it not? I'm anyways going to let it play, but let's see what it is. I tried to work something around it to share the sound with it. I hope it's better. If not, let me please know. The usuals is enough. How this goes, okay?
Did you know there are billions of people on social media? We at Vitae want to leverage that power. Instead of huge multinationals taking advantage of you, we want to bring it back to you. Once you're invited to our platform, making your way around is easy, and all the while, your privacy is guaranteed. As the Vitae timeline is advertisement-free, you can now focus on valuable content and engaging in exciting discussion. At Vitae, we focus on your reason to be online, connect with fellow members, become an influencer yourself, and be paid for what you already do now. That's right, as a creator of good content, you're rewarded in real monetary value. But that's not all. By creating a strong network, you can also earn from other people's activity. Help us to grow our happy community and strive for financial freedom. Don't let your personal impact go to waste and join the thousands of others creating the first full return social media platform ever. Of course, this creates a lot of opportunities for businesses as well. Are you looking to create corporate relevance through corporate social responsibility? We got you. Redistribute your Vitae earnings or join our charity funds in just a few simple steps. Vitae is designed from human to human, where people and companies create relationships that drive global prosperity. Are you ready to make a difference for yourself and for the world? Join us now.
All right, got some feedback. We'll try to make it even a little better, but this is what we have for today. Again, go to vitaeworld.info and find this marketing video as well, so you can have a clearer perspective and not see it coming slow and the sound a bit behind it. All right, let me take you to part 2. We talked about the new social media platform. Well, what's the product all about? Yeah. So before we're going to talk about the product, let's first get acquainted with what's in it in this product, how this works in just a few words, and then we'll go into detail about each and every bullet point that we just see in front of us. So you start with your own registration. That's number 1. Upon registration, you get 1 energy boost. There's always little details in between. And an energy boost contains 150 energy points. We'll explain to you later what that means. Vitae will also reward you as a gift a free unit, which will be planted in the garden. We'll get to that as well. Then you'll also be rewarded for when your posts are being shared by other members of the platform. And you'll also be rewarded on the activities, emphasis on the activities of those you refer to the platform. What else do we have? And especially now in beta, it is something that is necessary to know, is upgrading your account for 199.99 credits every single month. And credits have a value of United States dollars to unlock a variety of additional features and benefits, and earn a commission when a referred member becomes an upgraded member themselves. All right? So we spoke about start with your own registration. Now finally we can have a talk about the new platform, not in a vision. You have it in front of you. How does it look like? Well, welcome to Vitae. You have your page, you enter your details, and then you get to a page where it asks you to confirm your verification email and the code you have received there in order to move forward with the process. Now, one of our products that we have in our platform is an energy points. Now, how can you get energy points? There are 4 ways to get energy points. One is by completing a registration, which means you'll get an energy boost, and an energy boost that we've seen contains 150 energy points. You can as well buy energy points as much as you want. You can buy energy boosts up to maximum 20 energy boosts a day, but they contain as well energy points. Again, 150 per energy boost. And you can receive energy points from your sponsors through Share Power, which we will explain again later. Energy points detailed, which means the price for energy points is for every 1 credit cent, you get 2 energy points. If you make the calculation, for 40 credit cents, you'll get 80 energy points. For 60 credit cents, you'll get 120 energy points. For 80 credit cents, you'll get 160 energy points, and so on, and so on, and so forth. You can use your energy points to like posts. For example, you can, after public launch, as a free member, purchase to unlock additional features, or I'd rather say unlock additional features with energy points, and there are much more benefits that you will be able to, features and functionalities that you'll be able to do still this year. Imagine that, before we go public launch, we have to add many more features to our platform, which you will be able to use with energy points, even before as upgraded members, for example, maybe a game or something like that, and after public launch for all free members, where they can use their energy points to have certain features that they don't get as a free member, while an upgraded member gets it as well. Okay? Now, what else do we have in pocket? We have an energy boost. Now, what is an energy boost? You can purchase an energy boost for 0.60 credits. Remember, I told you you can buy energy points for 0.60 credits, 120 energy points. However, when you buy this energy boost, you pay as well 0.60 credit cents, but you get in an energy boost 150 energy points instead of 120 energy points. And that's one way to get an energy point boost. The second way is what we said earlier. Upon registration, Vitae will also reward you with 1 energy boost for free. Okay? Now, this is very important. With every energy boost, there is a bonus attached. Every time an energy boost is being created, through a purchase, for example, or there are other ways, and I'll show it to you soon. There's always a bonus attached. Every time an energy boost is purchased, Vitae will plant a unit in the garden. What does that mean? I'll show you later. This is part 3 of the presentation. Part 2 is the product. Vitae will plant a unit in the garden for you every time there's an energy boost created or purchased. Yeah. Vitae will also plant a unit for every new registered member. Why? Because upon registration, you get an energy boost. Now, what happens with an energy boost is always a bonus attached to it, which means Vitae will also plant as a gift a free unit into your garden upon registration. Okay? We talked about limiting the spread of fake news, and we said that we have a unique feature driven by the community, which means we have actually a self-regulated community to limit the spread of misinformation, of fake news. How? Actually, it's quite simple. When sharing a post on your timeline, Vitae will deduct 0.10 credits off your credits account. Why? Very simple reason. When you see a post, before you click that button, share, you never think. It's like, oh yeah, boom, share. What if it costs you money? What will you do? Would you watch again the content? Is it worth sharing? Or would you just push? No, you wouldn't just push. Which means every time there's a low content, violence, disgusting stuff, unnecessary stuff to go around, you'll think twice, you know what, it's not worth it. Even if it's peanuts, it's not worth it. If you think of the bigger picture of that, and the ethical picture of that, for example, yeah, when we see how violence is being created nowadays, go through social media platforms, people let know others, look, there's a manifestation, there's a riot planned for 8 o'clock p.m. and this in this corner, this in the city, and this is how it goes viral, and yeah, let's break some windows, let's steal some shops. What if this information wouldn't go through as fast as it goes today, like a wildfire in the forest? There will be lesser people in the crowd. That means less violence on the street. This is how you have the world making a better place. However, when there are valuable content to be shared, people want to share it because people want to add value or add a smile, add an impact, influence, emotionally touch others. And they're willing to pay for that small peanuts, like 10 cents, and say, you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it for other reasons as well, because these 10 cents, they don't go to the company. Every 10 credit cents will be divided in 5 times 2 cents, which means every time, very, very important, and this is for eternity, really eternal, doesn't matter how far this post goes, every time a post goes viral, which means it's being shared, just once, viral, doesn't matter, right? The creator of the post will always, always, always receive 2 credit cents. Always. Doesn't matter how far this goes. How it's being divided, the rest for, depends on how close you shared it from the creator, which means you have the creator of the post, you have a person sharing it from him or her, and then you have people sharing it from them. However, there are 4 remaining 2 cents, which means it is distributed differently, depends on the closeness to the creator. It's going to be distributed as follows. For example, in this example, we have Linda. Linda is a member of Vitae. Now, Linda has invited people to the platform, like Josh. Josh has also invited people like Tina, and Tina has invited Martin, and Martin has invited Ernst to Vitae. Now, Ernst decides to post something on his timeline. Now, Marie, his friend, she sees the post, she says, you know what, I like that. I think it's a valuable content. I would like to share it. It's like what I gave you, for example, when I see something from CU, I share it because I like his content. I don't think about the money. I like the content. I share it because I think it could add value to others when they read this content. See what I mean? Now, Marie, when she shares it, it will deduct 10 credit cents of her account. Now, what will happen is, of course, 2 cents will always go to the creator of the post, and the rest will be distributed as follows, meaning to those who invited the creator of the post in the first place to the platform. Now, Marie has a timeline. She has friends. Not necessarily that she invited them. You see, Marie is not invited through Ernst to the platform. She's just a friend on his timeline. Right? She has a friend. Her friend's name is Dimitri. Dimitri sees that post, says, you know what? I want to share it. What happens is, it will deduct 10 credit cents of his account, and because he shared it from Marie, she will be the one to get 2 cents from him, besides the creator of the post. However, the remaining 3 times 2 cents will go to those who invited Ernst to the platform, the creator of the post. Linda is out of place. You see, she just disappeared from our screen. Dimitri is a friend. His name is Mark. He thinks about that. He wants to share that as well. Okay? What happens? Classy, 10 credit cents goes down, deducts from his credit account. Because he shared it from Dimitri, Dimitri will receive 2 cents. He shared it from Marie, she receives 2 cents. And the creator of the post gets 2 cents. Now what happens now, because in this situation, we're so close to the creator of the post, the remaining twice 2 cents will go to those who invited Ernst, in this case Martin, and those who invited Martin, which is in this case Tina. Okay? Now what happens down the road is Gustavo Taini has shared it from Mark. Gustavo is a friend of Taini. He decides to share it. It gets deducted 10 credit cents of his account. And because he shared it from Taini, she gets 2 cents. She shared it from Mark. He gets 2 cents. Mark shared it from Dimitri. He shared it from Marie. And then you have the 5th time is the last 2 cents, which has to go to the creator of the post. In this scenario, it doesn't matter anymore who invited Ernst to the platform. It is going to be distributed to those who have shared it, you shared it from. Okay? And then so on and so forth. The question is, it is only 5 times to share 2 cents. What happens if this goes further down and there are more than 5 people between the sharer of the post and the creator of the post? Well, here's an example. You have Barrett. She's a friend of Gustavo, and Malin is a friend of Barrett. Now, Malin, she decides to share the post from Barrett. But between Malin and the creator of the post, which is Ernst in this case, there are more than 5 times 2 cents. What will happen is it will, of course, always go first to those who shared it from, and the last piece will jump over to the person who has created the post. As I explained to you, eternally, it doesn't matter how far this goes, how many levels further down this goes down in the platform, the creator of the post is being always rewarded for his valuable content. Okay? So in this case, Malin will pay 10 cents to share the post from Barrett. Barrett gets 2 cents. Gustavo, Taini, Mark, and then you see Dimitri and Marie is out of play because Ernst needs to get his 2 cents as the creator of the post. This is called share power, the power of sharing. Now, every credit that has been earned when a post is being shared will be divided in 2. Namely, 50% will go to the regular credits account, which I will explain you soon how this goes from credits to your monetary value. And then you have 50% goes to a special account named the Share Power account. The power of sharing. What can you do? You have the power of sharing. You can use this share power to share, to donate an energy boost to someone you directly referred to this platform. Of course, once you have accumulated 0.60 share power. This is your power that you can share it to the person you have directly referred to the platform. However, when you give something, you are also receiving. Giving is receiving. So this person, you've just donated an energy boost to this person. What does he get with the energy boost? Of course, it contains 150 energy points. Remember, I told you when an energy boost is being purchased or created, well, in this client, it has been purchased by the upline, the person who has referred you. But something has been created here, a new energy boost, right? What happens with an energy boost? There's always a bonus attached to it. In this case, this person who received the energy boost and contains 150 energy points will also be planted 1 unit for him in his garden for this energy boost. Now, when I said giving is receiving, is this energy, this unit that has been planted in the garden due to the action of the energy boost will be planted in the garden of the sponsor of this person, namely the person who invited him to the platform. In other words, the person who gave him the energy boost in the first place. Which means an energy boost is a unit in the garden, and I'll explain it very soon, is always placed, it's a sponsor forced, which means it will always follow the sponsor, the person who has invited you to the platform. Is that clear to you guys? Shall we move on? Part 3 is the opportunity. I particularly love this left side picture. Man is watching how his future is being unlocked in front of him. Yeah. Usually it's different, yeah. I mean, we are much bigger than this little hole in the door, but here we look at a much bigger opportunity. So we mentioned the garden. The garden, what is the garden? The garden is a state-of-the-art algorithm that will calculate the commissions Vitae pays out to its members for their activities. And if you look at the left side picture, you see a sunburst. Yeah. For those who don't know how a sunburst is being spelled, go to your back office. You'll get used to it. Okay? You'll see it there. I know it's new to you guys, but this is why I'm saying this. Now, how does it work? It's always divided by 5. You see here, divided by 5 pieces, but it gets filled. It gets planted from left to right, clockwise, as you see happening in the animation in front of you, but always in a balanced way. You see, each unit is always going in balance to its former unit, which means we have just seen that the second unit has been filled. Now the third unit will enter clockwise from left to right, but always the third of the first, third of the second, third of the third, third of the fourth, and third of the fifth. Then the fourth will go and do the same way it's filling. Of course, the next level will fill it same. I'm not going to go through now the entire animation, so we just painted it green immediately, but just so you know, this is how it works. Yeah? Now the garden, every unit is planted in the garden of their sponsor, as I just explained to you before we started this part. Yeah? And the payout, which means every time a unit is being planted, there's a payout. There's a payment towards it. It occurs instantly when it is planted. You do not need to wait until an entire sunburst is filled. No. Every time a unit is being planted, you get immediately rewarded for that. And if you want to know what the reward is, look at the left side picture down there, holding a tablet. We see 5 levels. We saw a split in the sunburst of 5, but it grows like a flower 5 times, 5 to 5 levels, yeah? Each level has a different payout. We see here 3 different payouts, which means on level 1, each unit will pay out 12 credit cents. Level 2 and level 3, we see 4 credit cents. Level 4 and the 5th level, we see 9 credit cents being paid out to each unit planted in this sunburst. Okay? How is this garden being filled? Well, it's by expanding your network, meaning the more people you invite to the platform, what happens then? People upon an invitation, they get an energy boost. An energy boost will give them 150 energy points. But there's always a bonus attached, which means the unit will be planted for that in the garden. This is one of the ways to fill up your garden. Second way is if people buy energy boosts, and they can buy up to 20 energy boosts a day. This is a second way. Third way is you can fill it up for you, your own garden by giving shared power units, energy boosts to your direct referrals. And when an energy boost has been donated, there is a unit being planted for them in your garden. So this is how you can fill it up. Now a full garden, which means if the sunburst has been filled up, you do not need to wait for this to happen, but ultimately if it has been filled up, you have received up until now 5 by 5 accumulates you 344.10 credits, which is equivalent to United States dollars in garden commission. If you go back to the picture, you'll see on the right side, there's next to the garden commission, you'll see sponsor commission. What does that mean? Every 344.10 credits earned in the garden will accumulate 101.5 credits commission to the sponsor. That means every time I'll take the example we had used in our share power. Linda has invited Josh. Yeah? Every time Josh earns something in his garden, Linda will receive sponsor commission. Which means, if, for example, Josh has had a unit being planted in his second level of his sunburst, which will benefit him with 4 credit cents, Linda, as his sponsor, will receive 1 credit cents, which you see next to level 2, 4. By garden commission, you'll see next to the sponsor commission. So it always reflects to what the person you have helped to earn in this platform. It will reflect them for you. It will reflect, for what they earn to you in sponsor commission. Okay. Now, there's an upgrade as well. If people upgrade, there's another sunburst, and it's divided by 3 if you look at the picture, not at 5. And the purpose, there's always a purpose in life, is a state-of-the-art algorithm that will calculate commission Vitae pays out to the members for their upgrade activities. Meaning every time an upgrade takes place, like the garden, a unit will be planted for them. Yeah, it's a different kind of a unit, yeah? Will be planted for them in the purpose. As well, from left to right, clockwise. Always an upgrade, yeah? Now remember, we talked about it. An upgrade is 199.99 credits per month, yeah? It doesn't mean that every month there's a new unit being created and the purpose for that. No, you hold your placement there. Okay, because I got some questions. This is why I want to clarify. You hold your position there, your placement there, but it fills up the same way like we saw in the garden. Now, every time someone upgrades, a commission will be paid out to the sponsor or sponsors. Now, what does that mean? Before I explain what that means, the payout will occur as much as in the garden instantly when the upgrade happens, and the purpose grows as well by expanding your network of people who upgrade in your team. Why I say sponsor or sponsors, because this one is differently in calculating the algorithms of the garden. It is divided in 3, but it grows up to 8 levels. And as you see in the left side picture, you have 67, 15, 1, 1.5, depends on each level, which kind of placement there is for this level. But because in the garden there's always a new unit being created, and this is why I emphasize now on the purpose sunburst that it is the same, yeah? So there every unit reflects for itself. Here, a person keeps his placement in his sunburst. However, every month he makes it active or inactive, green or red, if you will. Every time it's being activated, there is commission being paid out. Every month again. So it will probably always go to their sponsors because, like the garden, the purpose is also sponsor forced, which means if you have upgraded and the person who invited you upgraded as well, you will follow the first available placement in his sunburst for your placement as a purpose, as an upgraded member. Okay? Now, a full purpose will ultimately pay out 28,500 approximately credits, and every 28,500 credits earned in the purpose will accumulate 8,109.75 credits commission to the sponsor. Like I explained in the garden, when a person you have referred has earned on his 6th level 2 credits, you as a sponsor will earn on that, look at the right side next to the 2 on level 6, 0.5 credits for this action. But in addition to every upgrade, there are 5 energy boosts attached to it. Every month again. Which means with 5 energy boosts, yes, that's right, it's 750 energy points altogether will be granted with every upgrade. But what happens when an energy boost is being created? A bonus is attached, which means yes, for these 5 energy boosts, Vitae will also plant 5 units in the garden for you. Now, for some of you who are new, you were listening, 199.99 credits per month. Whoa, that's a lot of money, and I agree with you. How do we tackle this? You shouldn't need to take it out of your pocket every month. Pay good attention. This is not an investment platform. You actually, if you want to have that working for you, it's called the RRS. I'm very, very, very proud of that one. And the RRS stands for Residual Retention System. This is always and alone working with being active. And if you're not active, you're going to pay it a month. Fuck it. Very simple. Okay? Now, the RRS gets activated for the first time after your first upgrade, but it lasts for a lifetime. Okay? You cannot go out of the RRS. What happens with the RRS is the first 199.99 credits in your credits account will be reserved for your next monthly subscription. The RRS will automatically upgrade your account when your current upgrade expires. An upgrade goes always for 30 days. It's not calendar-wise. I upgraded the 15th, so I'm expected to upgrade the 15th next month. No. 30 days counted. Especially this month, we don't even have 30 days. So you'll see the difference. Now, as for the RRS activation, the respective commission is being paid out instantly, of course. Once the RRS kicks in and it upgrades your account another time, the commissions are being paid again. It's monthly. It's not just monthly pay in, it's monthly payout as well. Okay? Now, very important, the RRS is eternal, which means it cannot be deactivated. If you don't want that, do not upgrade. Now in beta you have to upgrade, so if you don't want to upgrade, don't come into beta. Now if there are not enough credits to activate the RRS, the upgrade will expire. Now what happens then? An expired member is only eligible for sponsor commissions, not for purpose commissions. Garden commissions are not involved there. I'm talking now about the purpose. The RRS reflects only to the purpose, not to the garden sunburst. Now what happens? Once enough credits in the balance, the RRS will execute the upgrade and enable the purpose commissions. Okay? Now, in case this sounds like a lot of information for you, don't worry. Okay? We have an algorithm that takes care of all of that for you. All you have to worry about is inviting people to join, providing good content, and sharing this amazing opportunity. All right, let's go to part 4, which is the token. Now, we talked about credits. We talked about a certain value to these credits. But how does it work with us? We use the Vitae token, which is a utility hybrid with a purpose, which means you have a real utility to this token. Why? Because in our platform, the only way in or the only way out is with this token. All the rest happens with credits. Now, this token, important information to know, it's an open source cryptocurrency, which means not manipulated by one entity or so. It's community driven. Trustless transactions, you do not need to trust a certain bank to make this transaction. It's fast transactions. It's worldwide with low transaction costs, not unlike in the bank where you pay a lot of fees to make transactions. And it is decentralized. Very important information for you to know. If you're a bit familiar with cryptocurrency, we never did an ICO. We didn't double on the tokens in the market. And in fact, we have burned fundamentally all the pre-mined tokens that has been done because we are a proof of stake. We had to pre-mine proof of work. It is completely burned fundamentally in the blockchain. Which means we, the company, do not manipulate the token. We don't possess the majority of tokens to throw it in the market and sell it on your behalf and use your trust there. What we have unfortunately witnessed with other projects. Part 5, I'm going to take a sip of water for a second. Sorry. I'm also human. Part 5 is the vision. For me, it's the most important part of this journey. As I said, if you didn't understand everything will be taken care of. You just algorithms in place in the platform, it will take care of you. But what you need to know is where you go. Where this is going. Very, very, very important. Which means we've summed up today in part 1 the problems, the statistics that we have learned, the conclusion we have taken, and the solution we provide, and who are we solving it for? The solution that we provide as a product we have mentioned in topic 2, the product. What is this all about? How does it work? What's the details? What's the story of this product? We namely talked about social media, right? Part 3, we discussed the opportunity behind, because behind every idea there's an opportunity. Yeah? Sometimes it's not for you, the people, it's just for the people on top. But this was created different. The opportunity was shared with you. Yeah? But there's always an opportunity. Okay? There's no free lunch, right? And part 4, we have shared the idea how this works. Technically, it's with a token. Now, we believe, when I say we is Vitae, because we are all Vitae, we believe to have the best chance and opportunity of our lifetime to make a great change in the entire industry of social media as a whole. Being a social media platform for the people, number one. But it's not just for the people, it's for the people who seek freedom of speech, people who seek privacy of their data, and people who are being rather customers than products being sold to advertisers. A social media platform where the people get to earn on their valuable content and be rewarded for their activities. A platform where the people are being respected, once again, rather than being censored, silenced, and manipulated. But in order to achieve all of this, we need you. I cannot do this alone. We need you. We need you to join our journey and spread this word with every single person you know. I'm asking you to not prejudge anyone. Don't tell me it's not for him, it's not for her. They won't. No. Imagine they would have made this decision before they shared it with you. Spread it with every single person you know. Don't think it doesn't have an effect. Believe that you can make this difference. It has an effect. Believe that everything that you matter to this cause matters. It really does. Reflecting to the 3 questions I asked you earlier, and I asked you to put on paper, or at least in your mind paper, a number attached to it. What would the world look like when this vision is accomplished? When all these people that you have written down there, what would the world look like when they all join this? Reflecting to the 2nd question earlier, how many will do so because you decide to share it with them? What if you made indeed that difference? And 3rd most important question for today there is, how would you feel? How would you feel about it when you know that because of your dedication, because your determination to this great mission, to this great cause, you made that difference in the world to make it a better place and grow together global prosperity? How does it make you feel? How would it make you feel? I really want you to think about that. And so I'm asking you to join us today and help us make social media a platform for the people. As I always say, there's one reason why we should do so. Because we are Vitae. We are about celebrating life. Vitae means in Latin life. Look at our logo. It's growing. It's growing a new life. It's growing to new leaves, giving new hope. We are Vitae. We are about life. And sometimes you may not see that. Sometimes you say, they promised, I expected this. Look at the bigger picture. Okay? I will stop the sharing of my screen. And I want to get back to you. I want to see you. Here you are. Wow, we have a lot of people here today. Okay. I hope this was quite simple to you. If not, do not worry. It's not today my first time, but there was a first time. Okay? So maybe I'm better today than I was before. Maybe I'm worse. Just tell me. Throw me some feedback. Those who know me. No, I really want to know. You know? But I made it this way because I want you to see this is how I do it. I do it every time the same. And I want you to learn how to present it to your friends. It's so simple. Okay? What I want to address now is what I told you before. Giving you better understanding to your level of what the problems are in the market. Okay? And then we can talk, if we understand the problems, why you need a vision and what should your vision be. I never asked you that particularly what I'm going to ask you now, but I'm really asking you to really, really focus now. Be here with me. Put your phone aside. I want you to focus. It's important. It's really, really important for you to understand what this is all about. This can probably solve the most issues, the most doubts, the most perspective that you have had up until now, and help you look at the bigger picture. Okay? Before I'm going to address the problems, I want to discuss the word vision with you. As I said, we need first to understand why we need a vision. Yeah? Now, it's not a secret. Yeah? I told you before, we have some issues that we need to tackle. But I've been saying this now in the last couple of Zoom calls as well, that we are in the midst of building something, hence why we are in a beta phase. Yeah? We're in the midst of building a platform. What we want to do is take it to the public. What is a beta phase? What is the current situation we are in? Is laying the foundation. I just recently came back from Dubai. Now, in Dubai, you have the world's tallest building, and it's called the Burj Khalifa. It's really tall. It's a beautiful building, but that's not the point. No, it's the tallest building. I want you to think about the size of foundation that there is beneath the ground floor in order to sustain the tallest building in the world. And here's what I want you to understand. When you build a small foundation, you cannot build the tallest building on the planet Earth on this foundation. It's very simple. It depends on your foundation what you can build on. It really depends there. Now, I believe that all of you, at least once in your life, probably much more than once in your life, you have seen a construction site. Okay? What you will notice, sometimes it takes a year, 5 months, 2 years, 3 years to build in a construction site. What you'll notice is that the majority of time you'll spend with seeing the hole in the ground. Did you ever notice? Seriously, did you ever notice that once that hole is back flat to ground zero, from there to building the entire building goes much faster than the entire time they were busy with a hole in the ground? Did you ever notice that? How fast they're building these floors up? Did you ever notice that in your life? If you disagree, just show me 3 fingers on the screen. Go ahead, you watch out. But I mean, if you really, I'm scrolling down now. I'm scrolling down to see if somebody disagrees with that. Just show me 3 fingers on the screen. Okay, I see Jürgen doesn't agree. Okay, no problem. That's okay. Do we have somebody else? Just stay up with the 3 fingers as I'm scrolling by my screen to see you. Okay, I don't see you. I see Jan with... back? Sorry, I got disconnected somehow. I don't know why. Never mind. Part of a beta probably by Zoom, you see? This can happen there as well. But never mind. Okay, I see some people disagree with me. Look, I'm not an architect. I don't know. But I know one thing from my experience, and I saw the majority saw that as well. Mostly when a construction site's under construction, you see them busy with the hole, below zero. And once you see it's filled from there up until the building is built, it goes much faster than the period that you've seen the hole. Yeah? I'm referring especially to bigger buildings as well. Yeah? Maybe in a house you don't notice that so fast, but this is what I can say from my experience. And you know, it's always very messy, always traffic around it. They close down one lane in the road always for that. Sometimes you have to go partly on the sidewalk and they take away parkings from the road. It's always messy. But this is what I'm always trying to explain to you. Building a building is messy. There's so much noise, so much dust, so much screws flying around. But this is how it works, right? And then, come on, how much time does it take? And seriously, then they're blocking off the road, and there's no parking, and I have to make, I don't know how many circles in my car to find a spot, etc., 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 etc. And there's complaints and complaints and complaints. Now, this is one kind of people. We, the people who watch. These are the watchers. Then you have the people who work actually in the construction site. They work. They hammer in. They go with the tractors, you know, with the cranes. They're busy. Pull up, pull down. I mean, you see all the stirrups coming, all the concrete, etc. They are the workers, and they work very hard. But there's always one person, one, in the entire construction site that is involved, that has no issue with the entire mess, with the entire construction, with the entire parking spots, with everything. One person. You know who that person is? That's the architect. You know why? Because this person has a vision. When he digs down the hole, when he starts making the mess, when there's mud all over the place, and especially when, God forbid, it starts raining, and there's mud all over the place, he sees the complete building with all the nice glass shining about it and around it in detail. He sees it standing there. He has drawn a picture. He puts everyone in the construction site to work, everybody in his department, but he sees the entire building already upon it. So when we start digging, he knows what kind of a foundation he needs to lay down in order to have this amazing building on top. This is why he can go over all the obstacles. He's a visionary. Now, I'm not expecting from all of you today to be a visionary, to be this architect. I'm asking you today to understand that there is a bigger picture and that everything will fall in place. Look, I'll be very open and honest about it, as I'm always with you guys, always, and I'll be today as well. I expected as well on February 1st, according to the information, I was not on the construction site. I'm not an IT developer. And for those who know me, I'm really stupid when it comes to that. Yeah? I expected as well a much better working platform on February 1st. For most of you, maybe February 2nd, because we have different time zones. And it is not as I expected. Yet I don't fall down. I know one thing. Our internal and external developers work day and night, including Sundays, into the late hours of the night to get everything rolling. And for those who are in the testing, they see as well when they report stuff, it starts becoming better and better and better and better. I know that in a small matter of time, we will not even think about that moment of this first week with a little hiccups. Number one, I know that I have a clear crystal picture in my mind how this platform will look like in 5-10 years down the road. And I understand this is progress. We're building a foundation. This is just a hole. This is the mess. This is part of it. We're still not at ground floor. You want to know when we hit ground floor? Public launch. This is when we hit ground floor. We don't have the building yet. We don't open up doors for everyone, hey, come in. No. There's no doors, there's no building. The foundation has been laid. From public launch and all, we start celebrating. Why? Because now we're going to build a building. But if you want to know what kind of building we're going to have, it doesn't depend on me. It doesn't depend on the IT team. It depends on us. It depends on the culture we will create in this beta phase. What are we using the foundation for? To have a short-term small building of 1 floor, maybe 1.5 floors, and 3 pieces of stair? Or we want to beat the Burj Khalifa in Dubai? Make him taller, make him bigger. What is it that we want? Because it all depends on that. Hey, you cannot build a tall tower on small foundations. It is impossible. In order to have a tall tower, you need the best foundations worldwide, where no foundation has ever seen that. In beta, we lay a foundation, and it depends on our culture how we take it, the attitude we develop towards this foundation. Are we going to be busy with complaining? Hey, my transaction didn't went through, and no. It's a culture, and if you can't take it, don't be here. Then watch from the side, like we do sometimes with construction sites. The majority of the world is going to watch us. The majority of the world is not going to be involved in the foundation. We didn't know about Burj Khalifa when they laid the foundation in Dubai for it. We know today Burj Khalifa is the tallest building in the world. We don't even know where the second tallest tower is. Some of you can Google it now. Some of you maybe have Googled it previously, and they know. The second you don't know. You know the first, the tallest. But once it's built, this is when the world gets your attention. Who are the real pioneers? Those who left the foundation, those who made it happen. Without a foundation, the entire building will collapse. I want to ask you today a question that you should ask yourself. When we go public launch, what kind of name do you want out there in the market? Hey, this is another MLM story? Hey, this is another stupid platform there. Platform of social media. Hey, you need to pay your... What is that, an investment platform? Yeah, I've heard that they're investing there $200. They promise huge returns. And what do you want out there? Or do you want to come out, hey, guys, watch us happening. We're going to grow like this leaf, but so wide open that we will never meet again. This goes wide, not this way. What is the story that you want? Ask yourself individually, before you ask this question, collectively. Because if you cannot say, I will be participating in a collective story, building the strongest foundation, then I'm asking you to watch from the side. I'm asking you, don't get involved. I know it's messy and I know you can't see it. And if you have glasses on, sometimes the dust have put so much dust on your glasses that, hey, that you need to really wash your glasses first. Not everyone is a visionary, and that's okay. But we need to understand we need that culture. And if you want to have more understanding to this culture, why it is necessary in beta not to be focused on red accounts or green accounts or hey, my email is not getting confirmed. Hey, my address is not getting confirmed. Hey, my upline has told me that it's only one time $200. Hey, my upline did manage my email. I mean, seriously, I don't need to make you the many of reasons that I get it. I mean, sometimes people send me private emails as I am customer service. Well, maybe they want to be CEO of this company. I don't know. I'm not customer service. I'm asking you not to send me private emails about that stuff. And anyways, it's spam, so I'm not going to answer it just for the idea. It's like, I'm always giving the same example. I'm going to call the CEO of Lufthansa. Hey, this lady in the check-in counter, she didn't want to let me 2 kilos extra in the plane. You know what happens? The person who gave me the number of the CEO of Lufthansa, he's out of the company. That's as simple. This is structure. This is how it works. Okay? Very, very important to understand that. But if you still didn't understand that, this is when we need to address the problems of the current market. Now, I will assume that all of you are at least 33 years old. This is what I would assume. If you're not 33 years old, it's not a big deal. I assume your parents are 33 years old already. So you can ask them as well. But I'm going to talk as 33 years old because I want to talk of something that I can witness, that is something that is of my experience, that I know if I understood this, all of you who are older than me at least know the same and will identify to the same issues. I'm not addressing you today as leftist or rightist, conspiracy theorist. You believe in something you don't believe. You're an atheist, you're a believer, you're Christian, you're Jewish, you're Muslim, Hindu, I don't care. I'm addressing you as human beings. And I'm really asking for your focus now because it's very important. Are you ready? No, you're not. No, but let's do this. Let's do this. I want to take you into a journey 25 years ago. I threw something in the presentation, but I want to take you to this journey. I really want you to focus and listen to it. I'm really asking you to take your phone on the side now. Really listen and focus. This is not a statistic that we do. This is a personal sharing that I have with you, that I feel that I can read your minds together with me and we all agree to the same topic. And this is what's important. Whether you're leftist or rightist, we need one common ground where we can feel and understand each other. And if we have this point where we can achieve, where all of us agree to the same point, from there we can grow and reach the highest levels of everything ever possible made by human beings. Agree? Yeah? Nod your head if you agree. Awesome. 25 years ago, how did we communicate? We either ring the phone or just press button, we picked up a horn and we had a conversation with a friend. One way. We went out to a restaurant, a cinema, a pool, a cafe, a bar, and we communicated in public, right? We had a public place where we met in the park, it doesn't matter. We communicated. Or we sent a postcard or a letter by mail, not email, by post, yeah? And we send it to the other person. This is one part. This is communication in the old, not so old days, 25 years ago. Okay? That's one thing. How did we receive advertisements? As far as I know, we got in the mailbox once a week a folder, sometimes more than one folder, with lots of advertisements in it. Some were related, some were not. But hey, they needed to do their work. They sent advertisements to us. Maybe I'm related. I'm going to come take a coupon. Remember those times? Cut it out and go to the shop and get myself a bargain with this coupon, right? Now, we must understand one thing. The world keeps moving forward. And as much as we move forward, technology and innovation goes as well forward, right? Very important. We address problems in social media. Hey, our data is being sold. Hey, we're being silenced. We're being censored. Hey, we are being traced. Hey, these advertisements, they keep following us all over the place and they know targeted exactly what we want. See, I never got an advertisement of a restaurant in Tenerife. But I do get some stuff of stuff that I'm online looking on. It's really targeted. And we have a problem with that. Now, this is what we always say in our presentations. And we say, yeah, this is what I explained to you earlier. Yeah, let's try to understand this same behavior that we see today in our way of life 25 years ago. I really believe if I can bring you this picture to you, I can really paint this picture in front of you, that we will find today a common ground where we understand each other. And from there on, we can move the biggest mountains ever existed on planet Earth. Yeah? Imagine you are sitting in this restaurant having this conversation. And the waiter comes to you, excuse me, sir, you cannot have this topic on the table here in the restaurant. We don't like what you guys talk here about. Imagine for a second how this looks like. How would you react when the waiter comes to you and tells you that? Or the boss of the restaurant comes to you, if you keep talking this subject, you have to go out of the restaurant. How would you react? Unacceptable, right? How would you react when you call your friend, You have this horn in your hand, and the telecom provider interrupts your calls and cuts out your speech, what you speak with your friend, and takes it out and says, sir, if you use this again, this topic, we will disconnect you from our telecom providing, from our telecom service. How would you react? How would you feel about it? Imagine you're sending a letter to your friend. The post office opens up your letter and takes a Tipex, an eraser, and start erasing pieces of text of your letter because they don't like what you have written to your friend. How would you react? Imagine that happening to you 25 years ago. What would you do with that? Would it scare you? Would you find it unacceptable? Of course you would. I don't think there's a single person here, and I'm not going to ask you to raise your fingers if you disagree with me. Yeah? I don't think that we have a single person on this call, and even outside of this call, that would tell you, hey, I don't have a problem with them reading my letters. I don't have a problem with them telling me what topics I can speak or not speak in the restaurant. I don't find one single person will disagree with me with that. Correct? Imagine these advertisers, instead of sending you once a week in your post office, in your post box, the advertisement, they call the restaurant to ask what is the topics you talk. They ask the telecom provider what is the topics you discuss with your friends, and they ask the post office what is the content you send over mail. And through that, we know what kind of stuff you want, and this is the piece we will send you up until your bathroom and your bedroom, because this is where you take this device with you, by the way. Imagine that happening to you. What would you do? How would you feel about it? Creeped? Scared? Now let me tell you, I would tell you what you would do about it. Because it's common sense. You would find an alternative. Hey, I don't go to this restaurant anymore. Hey, I don't use this telecom provider anymore. Hey, I don't use this post box office anymore because I don't want that. And if you don't provide me the service, I'll find an alternative. That does make you smart. It makes you human because you have common sense. You're not a smart person to, wow, find an alternative. Correct? You're human. You'll find an alternative because that makes common sense. It makes you a human being. It makes you a normal man. A normal person. This is what it makes you. But there's one thing it doesn't make you. You want to know what? It doesn't make you a visionary. What makes you a visionary is when there's no alternative, you create the alternative. When no one provides you what you're really looking for, this alternative, and you go and make it happen, this is what makes you a visionary. Ladies and gentlemen, my best friends, brothers and sisters, I have a message for you today. And I want you to listen closely. These platforms, this is what they do with us. They listen to our conversations, they view our content, they target us with their advertisements, basically only customized to our needs and our necessities. And they read and they tell us what we can and we cannot say. And we must stop this. Fortunately enough, we have created the alternative. Vitae is being the alternative. But right now we are in a mess. We are under construction. We are laying down a foundation. And I'm asking you to go back to this point we had before that. Think about it for a second. What kind of a foundation do you want to have at public launch? One kind of a foundation that will last to a platform that will suck up all people's data? That will use people's stuff for monetizing people? Or do you want to have a strong foundation, one that we can build upon, the strongest, most powerful and best platform ever created in the world that will last for a lifetime and give real freedom, reclaiming freedom of people, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of practice, of every single thing you want to and you wish for and they don't let you? What kind of a foundation do you want to have? This is the question you got to ask yourself tonight when you go down in your bed and you lay on your back and you watch the roof and imagine the stars. Because when you lay down in the field out there without a roof, the more you look into the stars, the brighter it goes and the broader it goes. There's no end to that. The further you go, if you take a telescope, you will see only more stars. It never stops. I'm asking you to ask yourself what kind of culture you want to be involved in this beta phase. Of people who whine all the time, or people who have building all the time. Understand the bigger picture. You know what? We have a mess now. It's also going to be fixed. We're going to report this once, twice, 3 times. There is a translation. There's no translation to PowerPoints. It will all arrive on its time. We are understaffed at the moment. We're building and we're building and we're building. We're hiring more and more people on the spot as we speak. But we got to give them time as well to get involved. It takes time, but in a matter of time, we look back, it's all there. Everything that you have now on paper that you have to complain about will be over. And I can bring you witnesses from people who have been with us with the beginning, that they had complaints the first few months, now they laugh about it. And I see he already smiling. Stuff they said, Mendy, if this doesn't get fixed, we're screwed. And today he laughs and says, come on, it's long been solved, we don't even mention that anymore. And I can give you so many examples, it's always the same. When you look at it on the spot, it's a mess, yeah, that's true. If you look further down, like you look now backwards at that, it's amazing. Understand we're digging the hole now to lay a foundation. Public launch is maximum 10.5 months from today. I'm not going to reveal the date. But it is happening in 2021. But we have one chance because we're going to do it in 2021. And if we suck up in our foundation, do not expect us to be amongst the biggest social media, if not the biggest. We have the chance, we have the possibility. And if you look at part 5, understand next time when I'm doing the Zoom call with you, that we believe we have the best chance and the best opportunity of our lifetime to create a social media platform for the people. We do. Because we are people who cherish life. We are Vitae. We are embracing that with passion, with belief, with feelings and with emotional touch to it. We must understand it is in our hands to accept the claims, the whinings, or to explain the bigger picture and have people understand what is it that we do, what is it that we are building, what is it that we bring to the world. Every single nice palace, every single nice hotel, and believe me, I've seen in Dubai some nice stuff. Nice buildings that I don't see in my country. Everything went through a mess. For those who watch documentaries on Dubai, for example, they've built an island like a tree, right? The palm. Look at the documentary how they started in the middle of the ocean. Who could envision something like that? Only a visionary. The average people didn't see it happening. Boats with throwing rocks into the water and concrete, and not concrete, and sand and rocks. Sorry, how weird is that? It takes a visionary to understand the full picture, and he knows what he's going for. This is what I'm talking about. I'm asking you to be today in your vision, understanding the bigger picture. If this terrifies you 25 years ago, that somebody listens to your calls, reads your letters, follows all this stuff in order to send you some targeted advertisement, if that will creep you out, wake up, because you're living in this world. And it's happening with you. It's not in your postbox. It goes with you all over the place. All over the place you're taking it with you. They know exactly what's happening with you. And we need to stop that as people, as human beings. And we have the power to do so. So if we see some hiccups in the current platform, big deal. Report, move on. Oh, but I didn't earn from my garden the 3 days. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care. I don't care. I'm telling it to you in front of you, all of you. I don't care. I didn't build this platform for 3 days' earnings of a garden. I mean, seriously. And we didn't build this platform just for all of us here. If you think this is the way, well, this is the complaints I want to hear when we have 1 billion people on our platform. Sorry, 3 billion people on our platform, because then we beat it everyone. Because then you can tell me, oh, hold on, I think the majority is here, nobody's going to join more. Maybe, I'm not sure. I think more people, because we provide at least chances for the other 3 billion that nobody cares for. That's the difference. But if you start claiming, whinings all over the place today in support and there and that, I'm like, oh my God, seriously, do you understand what you are involved in? What do you think? We're building here a toilet seat? A place where you can put your garbage on? What do you think we're building here? To throw some seeds that you ate from the last apple you ate, maybe an entire tree is going to come out? You want to have an apple tree? Don't just throw your last seed from the last apple into the ground and that's it, and hope for the best. No, it's not going to happen. You're going to work for that, okay? You want to have an apple tree, you're going to do something for it. Ask farmers how they work, how they do the job. Hard work from early on in the morning, because it matters how the field is, by weather, by the sun, by the rain. It all matters. Everything. They're very. They don't sleep mostly at nights. Farmers. Ask them what means hard work. They'll be able to explain to you. They'll explain to you it's not sitting opposite your television and your couch and sending messages to support. Hey, my Autobot, I don't think they bought. Yeah, I bought. Okay, thanks for clarifying that for me. And it was for free, the service. I think we should charge every person 300 energy points for every question he makes. I mean, seriously. Think about it. The bigger picture. What are we building? What kind of a foundation do we want to have? What kind of culture do we want to create? What kind of attitude are we going to have to ourselves? How big are we? If Eric Ward taught me one big thing in my life was, he has learned that from someone else. I don't remember now from who he learned it from. I learned it from him. You can tell the size of a person by the size of the problem that takes him down. You can tell the size of a person by the size of the problem that takes him down. What's your size? Ask yourself, what's my size? This is a question you got to ask yourself. I am not selling this story until my stuff is not in place. Well, you don't understand the story. This is not your story. This is our story. Because we are Vitae. It's not you are Vitae. See what I mean? The bigger picture? Hey, I bought some coins on IDEX. I don't see it. Well, I'm sorry, man. What does that to do with me? We're not building IDEX here. InstaSwap takes too much time until it... We're not InstaSwap, okay? We're providing... InstaSwap provides you service. This is how it works. This is life. For those of you who bought, for example, participation certificates, for example, yeah? It's January. Dude, have you ever bought any shares in any company worldwide? You know how it works, dividend? When the annual books are closed, there's a general assembly. You're being invited, and then they decide if they pay, if there is not to pay or is to pay dividend in the company. But if you're used in the last few years to be involved in every possible scam that is running around, yeah, and you buy a package and you expect huge returns, as I said in the beginning, when this is not happening, don't expect it to be a scam and your story, the legal story, because this is your way, your opposite way, big time. Quick wins don't last a lifetime. Long term last a lifetimes. Legal stories do not happen fast. You want to make money, there's no freelance. You're going to be active. This is why I emphasize in the presentation. Active. Serious people don't think they can invest in a platform, in a social media platform, $200 and make the profit of their lifetime for the rest of their life. And they give you numbers, 200,000 euros a month. I mean, wow, cool. I don't believe that. So don't use the word Vitae to that bullshit story that you're selling people. Just don't use our name to that, because it's not true. I have seen people recently telling people to invest $200 because $9,350 of a Destiny run is going to pay them out. You know what the date is today? 9th of February? Well, 1st of April is still 1.5 months to go. Wait with these jokes, please. It's very simple. Come on. What kind of attitude do we build ourselves? What kind of attitude? What kind of culture do we have? We got to unite understanding the problems that we live in today. These are much more frightening problems. People are listening, watching us writing. They share this information with others. selling of your personal data. Understand what that means. Think about how it would look like 25 years ago. Understand what it means nowadays. It is happening. I challenge each and every one of you to use on Google, to go search for a product you have never ever searched for. Go then open up your Facebook page and you will see advertisement coming in for this product you have searched in Google that you've never searched for. Boom, suddenly appear on Facebook. Try me out. I challenge you. I challenge you to make this experiment. Believe me, I'm not being paid by Facebook or Google. No. But try me out. It is frightening. If you open up your eyes now, understanding what I explained to you 25 years ago, how it would look like when it would be obvious, well, these companies, they do so. And this is when it starts being really frightening. Imagine you leave with your car home and you drive down to 3 countries further down. I'm talking to Europeans. Take, for example, from Germany to Italy. I'm talking to India. Drive to Nepal. Imagine from the second you drive out of your place, there's a car following you. How would it make you feel? Through every single light he's behind you. Every single highway he takes the same turns. Hundreds and hundreds of kilometers he's following you every single step of the road. How would it make you feel when you see in the mirror of your car the same car behind you all the time? Would you be able to focus on your road? Would you be able to just have a relaxing drive? No. No. People know exactly where we are, from spot to spot where we drive. Yes, but they give me the maps. I don't care if they give me the maps. You know, 25 years ago, we went into a gas station. We bought a map, a Michelin map, for example, a good map. And we went to drive. And we passed the next country. We bought a new map for the next country. And we had a good time. We had a happy time. And now we have indeed, on the same device, my map. But I know exactly every single place you visited on everything, in each kilometer you have driven. They know even how fast you were driving. Scary, huh? Why? Because you don't see this car behind you, it's not scary anymore? Why? Because the waiter doesn't tell you you cannot speak this anymore here? Why? Because the telecom provider doesn't tell you you cannot? Because your post office don't tell you, hey, you cannot post these letters through us, or we will not deliver it for you? This is why it's not scaring you? This is happening to you every single day, without even noticing. Free pass for them. You would find an alternative 25 years ago, find your alternative today as well. Fortunately enough, we are visionaries to create the alternative, because nobody provides it for us. We will do it alone. We will do it ourselves. And if we understand this and we create this attitude around it and this culture in our teams, I cannot wait to start building our building on day of public launch on our foundation. Because then I know we have the best foundations ever. Because everybody is with his thoughts in the construction site, understanding what is it that we built. And if you have this heart, this mind, this mindset and this vision, when you build something, a foundation, you know what? Sorry for my French, but the Burj Khalifa is going to be a midget next to us. A midget. Okay? Simple as it sounds. It depends on us. On us and on us only. So get yourself together. I didn't say you should not report any hiccups or any bugs that needs to be reported. This is not my message today. But get yourself together, grow over that, and look at the bigger picture every time you go through a challenge. It is not easy for you. Believe me, it's not easy for us as well on the inside. Believe me, it's not easy on the inside. I see I forgot one topic. I want to talk about the 336 people who have reached their incentive. 336. I thought it would be max 100. I'm very, very proud we have reached this number, which makes us want to make even another incentive. I'm not going to disclose it today, but I can tell you one thing. I'm planning to do another incentive. It was really, really, you know what? I didn't expect that, but I'm proud to see, you know what? It wakes up some people. They deserve more. This is what I want to do. So I want to do a new incentive. They all got a mail from me this week. The people who achieved, yeah. So it was dedicated to them as well, only. A person email that I sent them. They should expect in the coming 2 weeks an additional 100 credits to their account as promised. And I can tell you one thing, it was not from the 19th to the 3rd, it was from the 19th to the 4th of February. So I added an additional day as well because I took into account some hiccups when after we opened the platform. So I'm happy we have reached that, and we have given bonus to even people who thought, I just missed it. No, you didn't. And if you got the mail, you know you're in. So congratulations for that. For the rest of you, I want to see in the next incentive, between every incentive, I want to see you as architects, as visionaries, as the people who create alternatives. Guys, we are Vitae. We can do that. Okay? It's possible. Don't think it's impossible. It's possible. And if people tell us it's impossible, well, we will make that possible. Simple as it sounds. All right? I'm going to let you go sleep. I want you to look for the stars tonight. Paint that picture to you. Go out of the stratosphere. Well, if you shoot for the stars, you might land on the moon. Yeah? But it doesn't matter. Stars, you should know one thing about stars, yeah, and about us. Challenges and opportunities and everything, and Vitae is a star. And much like a star,